Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Josh YouTube channel for week 2 of the Josh and Reece head-to-head Premier League predictions video. Thank you very much for all the support on the first week. Some interesting results. Let's say some results that literally no one got right, who took part in that, and some other ones we got right. So before we get into the predictions, we're just going to go quickly over the scores of week 1 so far, of what we are so far. So at the top we have Shane. She's got 8 points. Shane got 8 correct results, and he got a goal scoring right within Danny Ings. I'm also on 8 points for 4 correct results, 1 correct scoreline, which was Liverpool 3-0, and 1 goal scorer, which was Danny Ings. Reece got 6 correct results. Doug is on 5 points of 5 correct results. So is Reece Woods. Hallie's on 7 points. I should just realize that she should be actually further up. That's my bad. She got 5 correct results. Correct scoreline, which was Liverpool 3-0, and then Richard poor wee Rich only got 3 correct results at the bottom there. Poor wee guy. So yes, that's what week 1 is so far. So close enough. Shane and I had a good week. Hallie had a decent week. Reece probably below standard for what you'd live yourself up to be.
I think I had a decent week. In all fairness, I think 6 correct results is great.
Doug did all right. A lot of people were thrown off by. Well, to be fair, you and Doug had Crystal Palace getting points against us, which didn't really work out for you in the end. Did it? Obviously, no one predicted City to win either. So. Very interesting. Hello, Helly. Thank you very much for coming in. I said you had a good first week, so we'll just get straight into it. I've got pretty much nothing else to say. I said this show is very much straightforward. So we'll start off with the early kickoff. That's on Saturday at 12. It is the first league game at Anfield between Liverpool and Burnley. Yeah, this is obviously Burnley always attempt to do very well. Liverpool always attempt to do quite well. So Burnley always attempt to do quite well against Liverpool at Anfield. They always turn up. They always seem to give Liverpool a hard game. But I feel like this time around, Burnley's form, they just don't look like the same Burnley defensively. I think Liverpool at home to a full Anfield for the first time in 18, 19 months are going to thrive. I think they'll get an early goal, and from there, I'm going to have Liverpool beating Burnley 3-0. What about you, Reece?
I think Burnley will have a better game than many expect. I think the style suits them really well against Liverpool. I'm going to go 1-0 Burnley.
You're going to have Burnley beating Liverpool at Anfield?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's interesting. Any particular reason?
I just think Burnley love playing against Liverpool that much. They like to turn up against them, so it seems to work for me.
That's okay. Well, if that does happen, they'll reach the saying that there's going to be a lot of Liverpool fans very, very unhappy. Very, very unhappy. Helly, you've got 2-1 Liverpool, and then Shane O'Donnell. Thank you very much, Shane, for once again hopping into the predictions. Just in case you didn't see, you got 8. You got 6 correct results and 1 goal score right, so you're on 8 points. You're currently top of the leaderboard. So obviously you'll be open to stay there by the time comes. I'm just finding everyone's scores down here before we continue on. Just obviously make sure I have the correct scoreline. So on to next year between Aston Villa and Newcastle United at Villa Park. These are two teams that did not have a really great first week. Villa, incredibly, they looked awful against Watford. Going forward and defensively, looked an absolute shambles. So Sarr was running rings around Matt Targan until he had to be hooked off for Jacob Ramsey at halftime. Newcastle, on the other hand, they played well in the first half, but defensively very open. They faded in the second half, and they dropped big time. I don't see this game being particularly exciting. I don't think Aston Villa are going to be anything great, and I think Newcastle are going to just sit deep, make the game boring, and probably play for the point. So I actually have this game being a nil each draw. I don't have very highly rated views about these two teams early on in the season. What about you, Reece?
I'm not sure, really. I judge based on the fact last week Newcastle's had a good start to the season. Villa had quite a shocking start. I'm going to go on a limb. I'm going to go a little bit crazier. I'm going to say 3-2 Newcastle.
3-2. No, the thing is, when I was looking back at your predictions, you actually said, I think you said 3-2 to West Ham. You were 1 goal away.
I did, yeah.
Right. So
and I also said 4-1 Manchester United.
Yes, that is also true. So you're going 3-2 to Newcastle.
Yeah, I am. You've got to have some bizarre results in there somewhere. So
that's an interesting score. So in terms of predictions from Helly, you've got 2 each between the two, and Shane, you've got Aston Villa 2, Newcastle 0. Okay, moving on to game number 3. Crystal Palace and Brentford. Crystal Palace suffering a very, 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 very bad result against Chelsea at the weekend. They played absolutely woefully.
They were not particularly good to watch at all.
You would have expected
it was not good.
You normally get a better fight from Crystal Palace than that. Brentford, on the other hand, incredible result against Arsenal.
Agreed.
Absolutely outplayed Arsenal. The press, the football, everything on the pitch to desire. I actually have Palace losing this game, and this is going to be bad for Palace because their running games after this were absolutely awful. I do have Brentford winning this game. I have Brentford beating Crystal Palace 2-0. Palace just don't look like they have goals in them. And defensively, very suspect. It's a team in transition, and they're still too early in that transition period to be at the start of the Premier League. So I think Brentford's going to open their league campaign with 6 points. Are you in agreement?
I am in agreement, to be honest. Another London club for Brentford, obviously themselves being a London club, but that's 2 weeks in a row. They don't have to travel far, so their squad can be relatively sharp and not have to travel as much. So they can they could potentially do, if they wanted to, the manager could get them doing double training sessions and get them extra fit. He could get away with that because they don't have to travel far. So you would actually see better from Brentford performance-wise. I'm not going to go on a limb on it. What did you say? 2-0 Brentford?
Yep.
I'm not sure how many goals are in it. I don't know if there will be more goals than I expect. I'm going to go 1-0 Brentford. I'm going to go 1-0.
1-0 Brentford. I think if the Palace lose this game, though, you do start worrying for Crystal Palace.
I agree.
Obviously, we'll have Ali on the Crystal Palace fan of the World Football podcast, literally on the Monday there after this game. So it'll be very interesting to see his reaction.
All my predictions. Once you record them, can you send them on to me as well, so I can put them on Doug's prediction list, just so I can just fly out them, because I'm just doing them from hand this week.
Reece Woods, just say, would you also give your predictions for the Liverpool for the Liverpool-Burnley game and Villa and Newcastle game, just because I know you're joining late. But thank you very much for joining. Just to make sure you obviously don't miss it, or feel free to comment all your predictions in the comment section when when the live stream is done. Also, I said you just to let you know you got 5 points for 5 correct results from your last prediction, so you did very well because there was a lot of results that obviously
Decent return.
A lot of people were quite surprised about. You've got
I'm in the uncomfortable spot there because I'm painting tomorrow, so I'm actually getting it painted tomorrow at the whole room. Fuck me, I'm gonna be exhausted.
So you've got one between. So apologies for everyone for the delay. I'm literally writing these results down on my phone here. Obviously, this is how I keep track of them. So just do bear with me in games. So moving on to the next game between Leeds United and Everton. Leeds obviously got an absolute hammering to Manchester United at Old Trafford on Saturday, which it's their own fault for the way they approached the game. Everton really good second half performance against Southampton. Some of the intensity, the press, and the ecstatic style that we had from Everton was what you'd expect from Rafa Benitez. I also think the stick that Rafa Benitez has been getting is a joke. To be honest, I think
I'm not. In all respect, though, and this is no discredit to him because obviously he is a fat Spanish waiter. I'm not surprised by the treatment that he's getting at Goodison purely because obviously he managed Liverpool, he's managed Chelsea, he's managed Newcastle. The man gets around more than a stripper in Amsterdam. But I don't, as much as he could do a decent job at Everton, I don't see it lasting for him purely because he's not going to get them on side. And the worst thing for him as well is if he loses his first derby as well, which will be coming up, I think is next month. I think next month's the first Merseyside derby. Rafa Benitez, if he loses that game, doesn't matter what the score is, they're going to be all over him. So it's going to be difficult. But in terms of this game, they're up against Leeds. Leeds will come at them. They'll attack them. Rafa Benitez will have his defence sorted. They'll have it lined up to counter-attack if necessary. I don't think Everton are going to win this game by a big margin, but I'm going to go on a limb and I'm going to say this is going to be Everton's first clean sheet of the season. I'm going to go Everton 2, Leeds United 0.
Okay. I don't have an Everton win here. I'm the only one who doesn't have an Everton win.
You got a draw or have you got a Leeds win?
I've got a draw. I've got a 2-each draw. Leeds are going to score down the road. This is the first time since they've been in the Premier League, Leeds are going to have fans in the stadium. So I don't see them not scoring.
To be fair, you won't hear their fans. You won't hear them because they were styling at Old Trafford and they claimed that they were loud, but they had the worst atmosphere of a fan base for any away game documented in the league. That just shows how bad they are. So if we can't hear them on television, then we won't hear them at Ellen Road.
But just being at home, I feel like it's going to get Leeds are going to react. Everton defensively are a bit of a shambles, not because of Rafa Benitez, just because of the centre backs they have at his disposal. Obviously, Pickford again still looking a bit suspect, but they'll score. I think they'll score goals, and I definitely.
Do you think Pickford might drop out and Begovic might start?
No, not at this stage in the season anyway. But
it'll be intriguing to see when he pulls the trigger and he drops Pickford.
It could. I think it will happen, but not in the second game of the season. But I do have this game as a 2-each draw between two. Everton's bad defensively to open this lead, being at home, but Everton can score goals. I think it's going to be. I actually think it's going to be a really exciting game.
I'll say this, and I'm willing to see what an Everton fan thinks. If Rafa Benitez wants to finish in the top 8, he's got to drop Jordan Pickford now. It's only going to be 2 games into the season, but if Rafa Benitez wants to get at least close to the top 8, he has to drop Jordan Pickford right now.
Moving on to Manchester City, obviously they're playing Norwich at the Etihad. I'm going to be shut up. It's going to be a 4-0 win. Norwich in for a long, long evening. I know City did struggle against Spurs, but there's no way in hell they're going to struggle against Norwich. They're going to score 4 easy goals. It's going to be a long day for Norwich. What about you, Reece?
I can't argue with that, mate. Same scoreline. Thing is, right, if he doesn't play Jack Grealish, if Man City don't play Jack Grealish, they'll score 5 or 6. If he plays Jack Grealish, they won't score more than 4. Because he just inhabits their team. He's actually not good enough. And I love all the Grealish fanboys that big him up. He's generally not that good a player. He's just a greasy calf merchant. I don't think of him at all. I don't rate him, and I'm glad that I don't rate him because I don't see anything in him. If Jack Grealish plays, they don't score more than 4 because he needs to get his 4 assists. Obviously, being £100 million player. It's another hypocritical comment by a pundit. But I'll go my result. You've gone 4-0. I've gone, because I think Norwich could break that press. I'm going to go Manchester City 5, Norwich City 1.
They're going to score that one consolation goal.
I think they will score consolation goal. I look at the way Spurs broke the press last week, and I think if Norwich get one chance and take it, they could.
Okay, so in terms of what everyone else is thinking, Shane O'Donnell's in agreement. He's got a 5-0 win for Manchester City. Hallie's got a close game, 2-1. That's
interesting.
That's interesting. Ankit, welcome to the channel, my friend. Hope you're doing very well. 5-0 from Reece Woods, and Ankit is joining in the predictions. Ankit, just to say, we have done the other Premier League games. So what I would advise you to do is when this video goes as a video, just comment all your predictions in the comment section below, because you've missed about 4 or 5 games, and I don't want you missing.
Quickly run, instead of just telling us our score lines again, just run the games back through, and you can drop his comments.
Well, we've got Liverpool and Burnley, Villa and Newcastle, Palace and Brentford, Leeds, Everton, and that's it. So, Anki, you're more than welcome just to comment your predictions, and I will write them down as you do so. Moving on to Brighton and Watford at the Amex Stadium. I know. Okay, fair enough. We've got another person there. Hello, Neil. Thank you very much, Neil from Beyond, and I do highly.
He's dropping them now. I'll fill you in. So, Ankit's gone 2-1 Liverpool.
2-1 Liverpool. Neil's an incredible YouTuber. Everyone, if you want some incredible Leicester City news or just incredible knowledge in general, please do check out Beyond the 90 from Neil.
Yeah, he's class. He's gone 3-2 Leeds.
Hello, Doug.
Shane O'Donnell has gone 1-1 Brentford Watford, and Ankit's put 0-0 Palace Brentford.
Good evening, Doug. Hope you're doing very well, my friend. So I'm just going to write down everyone's predictions, because everyone's coming in with their absolute amazing predictions.
2-0 Villa as well, mate. He's gone 2-0 Villa versus Newcastle. That's Ankit again.
That's Ankit again.
Yep. So just to run through his predictions, so in case you need them: Liverpool 2, Burnley 1, Leeds 3, Everton 2, Palace 0, Brentford 0, Aston Villa 2, Newcastle 0.
Okay, that's good. I'll come on to the Brighton Watford predictions, and I said everyone do check out Neil from Beyond the 90 if you want some incredible football content. He is absolutely your man.
I agree.
He should be much bigger than he is, for the work he puts in. And obviously we've got Doug from the Doug Football Channel. Doug, if you're not doing anything, you're more than welcome to jump on the stream if you want to speak your predictions. I know you wanted to be a part of this, so if you're wanting to come on, I know you've done a lot.
If he wants to join us right now, I don't mind.
I know you've done a lot of videos tonight, so if you want a wee break, I understand, but send the invites there if you so wish to have it.
Just read
same with you, Ankit, too. Ankit, if you want to come on the stream.
Just read the private chat. I think it's easier.
Okay, so let's move. We'll move on.
Since I'm the co-host of this show, what I'll do is I'll read them out. So let's see. I'll just go through the Brighton Watford predictions. So Shane O'Donnell has gone 1-1.
We haven't given our predictions yet, you numpty.
We'll go last. We'll let them go first. Behave. Shane O'Donnell's gone 1-1. Hella's gone 2-2 draw. Ankit's gone 1-0 draw. Neil's gone 1-0 draw. Sorry, Neil's gone 0-0 draw as well. Sorry, Ankit's done 1-1. And Doug's dropping in all of his predictions in one.
Right, well, I'm just going to screenshot Doug. I'm not going to try.
Yeah, fuck that.
That requires a screenshot. Neil, you're absolutely very welcome for the kind words. I said I know you were very supportive for me when I started this channel, so absolutely. Much respect to you.
Yep.
So, in terms of my. You go ahead and talk about your prediction for this game while I get all.
Yeah, of course. So, obviously, this is Hipster FC versus Horny Hornets, because that's what they did to Villa last week. I look at. I know that was pure genius. Although it made a certain YouTuber cringe. I don't know why. Anyway, I look at that game, Brighton versus Watford, and it's generally a very solid attacking team without a number 9 versus a team that likes to come up and down between the leagues that don't particularly hold positions. But I look at that Watford team and the way they played last week against Villa. The way they played last week, they certainly controlled that game very well. I thought Pape Sarr was excellent. I thought he was fantastic from the wings. He gave them an extra dimension. It allowed the midfield to press forward. My only concern is I look at the Villa quality and they haven't gelled yet. But this Brighton team has been in the league for a few years and it's relatively the same squad. I think Watford have got a bigger test than that Villa team. I think it's going to be marginally close. I'm going to agree with the chat, but I'm not going to actually give a score this time in terms of team scoring. I'm actually going to go 0-0 draw.
No, a 0-0 draw. That's
Yep.
I don't just to go through
Ward Prowse, you fucking beauty.
Doug is now banned from the shut after that prediction. Jimbo Price has signed a 5-year. That's good.
I said he wouldn't leave. I told you he wouldn't leave.
Okay, moving on to my prediction. I've got Brighton winning this game 1-0. I thought Watford were very, very good, to be fair, but I thought Brighton were in that second half were very good against Burnley. They made Burnley feel uncomfortable. They played some really, really good football. They look like they may have sorted out their goal scoring sheet a slight bit. They created some good chances. Watford goals were at the same time as Watford played really well. Their goals were definitely a bit lucky. There's a few deflections. There's a few elements of luck within their goals. I think they'll struggle away from home massively this season. So I've got Brighton beaten 1-0. Brighton, shit, forgot that. Apologies. Come on, Doug, you're meant to be Mr. Prepared, but I'll screenshot all your predictions since you just went all at once. Tiredness kicking in. Yes, obviously, I did see on your Twitter there just before we started that you're not doing your LFC show tomorrow. You've got Mr. Cop Council taking it over for you. I'm sure he'll do a fantastic job. I have to jump in and just banter Connor Weaver because it's impossible not to. So I think that's everyone's predictions written down. It is indeed. Okay, so moving on to Southampton and Manchester United. At St Mary's. I think Southampton will give Manchester United a game, at least far much more of a game than Leeds United did. But that Southampton defence, man, it's looking bad. Alex McCarthy too. He's looking so like that. The whole back four or back five, so to speak, of Southampton. Like honestly, if I was Hasenhüttl, I would stick in Fraser Foster in without a shadow of a doubt. I do have Manchester. I think it's going to be a tougher game than people expect, but I do have Manchester United winning this game 2-0.
Guys, I'm gonna come up and I'm gonna respond to this one. Josh is talking out of his ass because he replied to a tweet of mine the other day saying Manchester United are going to lose.
Yeah, just to wind you up, but you know, I'm not going to be stupid. I'm not going to be stupid.
I will be gutted though if they win. It is a team that I like. It is a team that everyone knows I do like Southampton's style of play, and I do like Ralph Hasenhüttl. But I actually. You would be surprised the scoreline I'm going for, but I'm just going to quickly read out. Ankett's gone 3-1, a 3-1 Manchester United win, and Shane O'Donnell's gone 2-0 Man United win. For this game, I'm that horrible. It's Southampton, I respect them, right? But I look at that Man United team, the way we played against Leeds, and we've now got Varane in training. He could start. Sancho's in training. He's had minutes. He had a good game against Burnley. I'm actually going to go on a limb and I'm going to say Manchester United 6, Southampton 0.
6?
Yep. Doug's gone 5-1.
5-1? I've just scored up there. You do have City beating Norwich 6. No, Jesus. Right then. Listen. I don't think it'll be that bad. I know Southampton are.
I do.
I know Southampton's defence and all, but come on, 6-0.
Mate, it's their defence versus the front line we've got, plus a fully confident, informed Bruno Fernandes and Paul Pogba, who is playing to his absolute best. If I was Southampton, honestly, I would just turn around, bend over, and just accept all the punishment. They're going to get flattened. As much as I like Southampton, they are going to be flattened this weekend. Manchester United 6, Southampton 0.
Well, okay, I believe I know, Hallie, you don't do predictions for your own team anymore.
Nope,
So
she'll refuse to comment.
so I will swiftly move on because I'm not going to question.
You know what we should do? Devil's advocate, right? I will see if Hell agrees. Devil's advocate, right? Since she doesn't like to comment on Manchester United, we just do as if it's like a forfeit. We just do automatic 3-0 win for Man United each week. What do you say, Hell? Hella, what do you think? Since there's no, since you don't want to comment, which I completely respect. Why not an easier way? Just a 3-0 forfeit every week. That's just 3-0 every week for Man United.
Well, we'll swiftly move on. So we've gotten the going back to Molyneux as well as play Spurs. Spurs obviously playing in the European Conference League tonight, but they have such a weak team out. It's unbelievably weak.
I know. I've seen that. I've seen their team. It's quite an interesting lineup.
So Wolves looked okay. To be fair, against Leicester, they looked all right, but you could tell they're going to have big issues with goals this season. Obviously, Traore missed one of the easiest goals, knowing the man. Then they got Jamie Vardy, who his movement, his finishing, his pursuit, wow, absolutely incredible.
Yeah,
I do think Wolves are going to give Spurs a game.
See, there we go. I knew it would work. Right, that's it. Hell's predictions 3-0 Man United win. Wolves, she loves the idea.
Wolves. I think they'll score in this game, but Spurs will have too much. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win to Spurs, and they're going to have 6 points out of 6 in their opening Premier League week. So, Reece, what do you think?
This is quite an interesting one because obviously we saw how they played last week. They were outstanding to watch. Spurs, they completely people think Spurs got dominated by Manchester City. I completely disagree. I think Spurs dominated Man City. The way they played that game, Man City did not know what they were doing. Jack Grealish did exactly what he does best. Diving all over the place like a little fanny. If you couldn't already tell, I hate Jack Grealish. For anyone that's watching, I proper hate him. He's not a footballer, he's a ballerina. But I just look at the game and it suited Spurs so well because the counter-attack on them, they defended so well. And when they got at the game, they dominated it. Dele Alli going from the 4-3-3 into a 4-2-3-1, quick transition from a central midfield position to an attacking midfield suited them really well. The only thing is because it's Wolves under transition and it's different for them. They only lost 1-0 as well against Leicester. And Leicester are a better side than Spurs, which makes it more interesting. I'm going to go Wolves 3, Spurs 3.
that's and okay. As in, if it means I win this predictions, and I'm honestly I'm not going to complain. If you're going to want to stick, you sure you want to stick with that? Like that's a bit.
No, of course not. I just love your reaction. You've literally just conceded. I don't know about this game. I don't think Spurs are going to hammer Wolves. I don't think Wolves are going to comfortably beat them. I'll go 2-1 Wolves. In fact, I'll agree with Doug. I'll go 2-1 Wolves.
Oh, so Nuno to
lose to his former club.
His first game, but that would be interesting. So that was 2-1 Wolves for Reece. Helly, you said
the 3-3 would be beautiful, but it's Wolves Spurs. No thanks.
Right, so on to I think we've got 2 more games left to cover, which are probably two of the best games of the week. So first of all, is it Arsenal and Chelsea at the Emirates Stadium? Listen, Arsenal always have a good record against Chelsea, especially at the Emirates. We've struggled at the Emirates a few years. We've struggled at the Emirates over the past couple of years. Yeah, I know we did beat them last year, but to be honest, we weren't particularly great. We probably should have been down to 10 men. Jorginho should have been sent off. So, and just our general aspect against Arsenal has not been particularly great. I've not been happy with the performances whatsoever. I hate to say it, but I do think we're going to drop points in this game because Arsenal.
I don't think you will after what's been announced today, mate. I don't think you will.
I know, yes, that's true. You have to remember that Aubameyang, Lacazette, Willian, and Wilshere have all been tested positive for COVID, so they obviously all missed the game.
Exactly.
But that for me, that's just even more of a sentiment. Arsenal have a weaker team, and they're still going to get something out of this game. So I've got a 1 each between Arsenal and Chelsea.
1-0 draw, eh? I think your £98 million flop, £98 million striker is going to score. It wouldn't surprise me if Arsenal won this game. It wouldn't, because, like you said, the record always speaks for itself. Chelsea, they've got some sort of mental inhibition against Arsenal. Like, they just cannot seem to get a result against them, and it's actually quite embarrassing, but it's also really funny at the same time. I'm going to go... Arsenal. I was tempted to say 3-2. Tempted. Nah. I'm going to go Arsenal 2, Chelsea 1 as well. I think I look at that and they'll just counter when they need to. Chelsea will take the advantage. I think the one thing you'll expect is Chelsea to dominate most of the possession. Like, Chelsea will be expected to dominate most of the possession because they've got the better team. But I just think this sort of game suits the pacer players of Arsenal, where they can get. They have something there. My only thing for Lukaku is he has to turn up. If he plays this game, he's got to turn up straight away, because the money's big on him. The transfer fee is also big, and also that he's playing Arsenal as well at the Emirates. There's no excuse for Lukaku. There is no excuse not to score. So I would expect Lukaku to score. I think he is going to score. But it's just something about Arsenal against Chelsea. They just love to play them. And you'll see Arsenal fans celebrating the we won against Chelsea trophy this year. You'll see them do it. So the Chelsea fans will be celebrating when they're winning trophies and Arsenal are not.
So you're agreeing with Douglas?
Yeah, 2-1.
All right. So the final game is between West Ham and Leicester. So Lukaku number. Listen, the curse is going to change, my friend. I have a funny feeling about this one. That's between West Ham and Leicester at the London Stadium. West Ham did incredibly well against Newcastle at St James's Park. Our second half performance was really, really good. It kind of showing how good West Ham can be. Leicester, as I've already spoken about, I don't think they played out of this world against Wolves, but they did the job. Obviously, Brendan Rodgers hasn't really had time to work with a lot of the players during the pre-season. So let's see. 1 each. I'm going to go for a 1 each. I feel like these are two very well matched teams on their day. They're two very well matched teams, and I feel like it could be a very good game. Doug, just to answer your question there, it depends. Depends on what day. And I know what it's for. It just depends on what day it is. Reece, what's your prediction?
I wholeheartedly agree with the points. It's two teams that will want to go at each other, which makes it better. I'm just not sure if it's going to be hard work. If hard work beats quality, or if quality beats hard work. I'm going to say... I'm going to go West Ham 1, Leicester 0.
You're going to have West Ham winning 1-0?
Yeah.
Okay. Any particular reason?
I just like what David Moyes is doing with this team at the moment, and I just think he's getting them to places that suits it really well. And I just look at their squad, and I think not only can they score goals, but they know how to shut up shop. I know they conceded 2 last week to Newcastle, but I still think against the bigger teams, he does get the better of his players. So I certainly think so. And I'm going to use my player prediction. I'm going 1-0 for them, and I'm going Ben Rama to score.
Okay. Ben Rama to score. The
Champions League group stage draw next week, eh? I'm sure that sounds familiar.
So Shane, you have got you've got 2-1 Leicester, and then you've got Antonio,
Vardy and
Vardy
Maddison.
and Madison. In terms of my pick for the goal scorer, I've had to do some thinking about this because it's the one thing I didn't actually have. I didn't have this one planned. I've had a very busy week of recording for a lot of other channels other than my own. Typical. I'm going to go for the Manchester United game, and I'm going to have Bruno Fernandes and Mason Greenwood scoring for Manchester United. Helly's got Romelu Lukaku again, 2 goals on this debut for Chelsea. Me, Reece, Owen, Connor. Connor from the Cup Council, and potentially Sophie Richards on the stream for the draw. Yeah, so it's going to be the Champions League draw this year. Is going to be lethal with the way Paul 2's lined up for sure.
As long as Milan avoid Leipzig and Milan, I don't care who we get in the draw.
So as far as I recall, that is all the predictions completed. I've got everyone's goal scores down. Hippity doo. Said thank you everyone for tuning to his predictions. Also, do make sure to check out Doug's channel if you haven't done so. Thank you very much for Shane for coming in. Thank you very much for Hallie coming in. I said hopefully I'll be seeing you over the course of the season. I said table is well underway. The Premier League season is well underway. Hopefully we can all laugh at Reece next week if I do losing to Southampton and we beat Chelsea and we're all doing particularly well. So I've got pretty much nothing else there because it's just predictions video. It's literally the most straight bloody forward thing in the world. Unless you've got anything you want to shout out from your side of things.
Not much really. I've just got the London Lowdown show tomorrow at 7. Obviously, I tried to get Josh to appear on it. He's not available. If there are any Chelsea fans available for tomorrow, can you please message me on Twitter? And it's just because I need a Chelsea fan for tomorrow night. I'm trying to get an Arsenal fan and a Spurs fan for the podcast as well. It's just so I can review your upcoming weekend and discuss last week, so I can banter Arsenal over Brentford and discuss Spurs beating Manchester City and then previewing the weekend. So if anyone is available that's an Arsenal, Spurs and Chelsea fan, hit me up if you can, please. It is important.
So thank you very much everyone for coming in. So we'll be back. We're going to try and do these pre-recorded. So I've just had an extremely busy week. I've been on Stephen's channel. I was on Stephen's channel for 3 streams in a row. I could disguise as a Chelsea fan and wear blue.
When it comes to a London club playing Liverpool, don't worry, mate. I'll be having you on for my show. Don't worry.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I was going to say something there.
If you'd been available, it would have been easier.
I was on Stephen's channel for 3 streams in a row. I've had to record for the Blue podcast today, so I'm trying my best. It's just I'm hating the fact I won't get much time for my channel, but I do have some things kind of planned in the mix, and I'm hoping to get there in the end. I said, but me and Reece should be back. We'll be back next week. I think the plan will be a pre-recorded episode, so it's just easier for people to leave them in the comments rather than doing the live stream, because trying to mark them down one by one cannot be particularly easy. So if I would appreciate if anyone would put their comments, would put their predictions in the comments below. It's just easier for me to keep track of. Don't have to, but if you have that time just to go ahead and do it, I would greatly appreciate it. So that brings you into tonight. Please hit the like button, share the video, get more people involved within this league. Do check out Reece on Twitter and on Twitch, and on the Weekly Armchair, I think you call it.
Weekly Armchair Sports Talk, yeah.
And me and Reece will be on Doug's channel Monday night for the World Football Podcast, where we'll have another interesting week of football to talk about. What more could you ask for on a Monday night when you've got a Scotsman, an Irishman, or a Northern Irishman, potentially Ali, and who's the other one? There's someone else that's got on for Monday. I can't remember who it is. I know it's Ali, but there's someone else he's got lined up. I can't remember who it is.
I'm not sure, but we'll find out.
And it's my night hosting too. So what more could you ask for? Anyway, that brings the end to us. I'm way to bed because I've got work in the morning. Bye.
Why do you let us hurt one another just for the dollar? Did you lose your heart in the darkness deep in your pocket? No, I don't care of the price I pay. I don't wanna spend my life that way. Tell me, is the pain that you're causing worth what you profit?
Yeah, I know that money don't buy happiness, but buys you more material shit. Been reworking how I think and what it means to be rich. I used to think it meant to flex, so Rolex on my wrist. Feels bad to take more than you give. Lately hate how we live. I never wanna become the things that I hate. With a man in the mirror with laugh and spit in my face and tell me that the money is maybe another fake. I've been drowning in my mind and my money's been at in weight. Oh Lord, please save me. I should've known that something man-made couldn't make me. I say I'm making music, or is music what creates me? I never have an answer, same question every day. See, when we pass on, all our things are passed on to the next. Everything we didn't do is everything we regret. Every day we fucking work for this worthless check. If you're not happy, you're forever in debt. You're forever in debt.